What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe to another edition of A2D Travel Ball Podcast. We got a lot to go over. We're going to talk about National Travel Baseball Showcases. Worth it or not? We're going to go over it. Let's go. Oh, here we are, baby. Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of A2D Travel Ball Podcast right here on A2D Radio. Every Monday night, we're coming to you. That's Nick Sylvester. That's Joey Steff. I'm Tom Arnone. As we get rolling, we will have guests come through for you. But early on, we gotta get the tone started, right? You got to set the tone, and that's what we're here to do. And I noticed, what I've noticed, and I love opening shows because it's not going to change from the A2D format, which is I am here to expose. That's what I'll be here to do. All right. Some people, a lot of people, right? I'll say about 400,000 people in the Philadelphia audience like the exposing people. So we're going to do the same thing here. So what I noticed throughout the last week is that more and more, not because of us, right? Not saying that, but more and more baseball pods have jumped around on my feed. And what I notice with so many of these guys is we want to tie it to where we work. We're going to interview 11-year-olds. That's how we're going to operate. We're going to interview 9-year-olds. That's how we're going to say, what made you decide to play here? What made you? That's how we're going to handle the Travel Ball Pod. You're going to run out of episodes, baby, because at some point you're going to have to expose yourself. At some point, you're going to have to pull the curtains back. At some point. All right, we'll help you with it because that's what we're here to do too. Let me make it very clear. This is not going to change. If you like A2D radio and you like shots where shots are deserved, you're going to love this. Okay, this is the show for you. All right, if you love travel baseball too, and you see all the sheetness, you see double load, double barrel, and you can't get enough dryer sheets. It's just a load of dryer sheets. There was no clothes in the dryer. If you like exposing that, welcome. Come have a seat with me, baby. Love to have you here. Okay? So, on tonight's episode,
Mellows back out. Words of the Wizard of Oz. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. But here we're gonna pull that curtain back, baby.
Curtain. I mean, listen, curtain should be back for a lot of people, but we're here to help you do it. A couple things we're gonna be going over tonight. Where do you play? Why do you play for them, especially when you're talking about grad years or any type of travel ball organization, right? Mm-hmm. Showcase tournament strategy when you're looking as you get into your grad years, as you're looking for opportunities and where you should play, where you should not play. Baseball showcase is worth it. We're going to break it all down. Ties into our poll question. Fire us up. Here we go. National travel baseball showcases are not worth the cost for most players. A lot of key words in there. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Most importantly, join the conversation tonight. Let us know what you think. For most players, not worth it. I agree. I think it's one of the big, when you talk about money grabs, when you really want to have the conversation about what is a money grab, another money grab is I'm going to sell everybody on the importance of national exposure. It's the biggest lie being told in travel sports. It's just a lie because it's not built for everybody. You know, when you're talking about Power 4 type guys, man, it is different than even just your Division I guy, right? There's so much difference to it. So yeah. When you're going, hey, guy doesn't know how to mute a mic. You know what I mean? First time, he escaped.
Well,
when you're talking about most players, and you're talking about top 5% in a graduating class or Power 4 caliber players, probably. Yeah. And I mean, I don't have that number like exactly, but I'm telling you, it's slim. It may be 7% countrywide. So if you're talking about countrywide, 7% are Power 4 caliber players as incoming freshmen.
Yeah.
Say 7% is that number, which is it's there or lower. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody should be going and playing in national showcases.
No.
Get out of your mind. Save your money. This is what people don't understand. Save your money. Regionally, you got to go win regionally and be dominant regionally before you can have a conversation with me on a national scale. Mm-hmm. Right? Go dominate regionally and be so good regionally where you feel you're not getting tested anymore. And then you can have the conversation nationally. That's how I look at this. I think most people think there's something that they're not. When you talk about youth sports and it's, I just want to play on that team. I don't care if I'm the 12th guy and I never play. I just want to be a part of that. Yeah. You're wasting a lot of people's time.
And that goes into the concept, right? Like these national showcases, right? And you scroll through Twitter, Instagram, like all over the Facebook, right? And you see these kids and them hitting or running at like a perfect game showcase or a PBR showcase, right? That's what all these people want, right? And quite honestly, right, if I have a kid who can barely, sniff a starting lineup at any high school, right? Like, why should I go play at a perfect game event, or PBR event if I can barely play high school ball, right? To your point, right? 7% of high school players go to a Power 5 conference school as an incoming freshman, right? Like this is the thing these people don't understand is your video is not going to get posted.
Look, you could be first team all conference. You could be playing in the Carpenter Cup. That doesn't mean that you should be playing on a national team. That's it. It's simple stuff.
Both Joey and I.
It's misguided that you're better than you are because of certain accolades. I'm first team all conference, first team all South Jersey, first team all New Jersey. Doesn't even mean you should be playing on a national level all the time. All the time. I think there's fine lines with this. I think if you're a fringe guy, if you're fringy, you should probably play 2 to 3 nationals a year and the rest regionally. Right? Like there's levels to this, right? But to be all national all the time, I think is the biggest waste of money because I'll leave my argument here. If you're a Power 4 player, why do you need it?
Yeah.
You can't go to Boston and play an event up there and just go dominate in front of D1 guys. That's gonna hurt you. Gonna hurt your stock. You can't play in a local PG and go off the charts in a big time PG in Jersey and not handle what you're looking for. You can't go to a PBR, a big PBR event, do the same thing, go dominate, and can't get what you're looking for. Again, you're getting sold that you have to do something that costs this and costs a lot of it because you're not just talking about the team. You're talking about hotel rooms, food away, all these things, which the experience I'm all for. That's why I say to you, 2 to 3 a year. You don't need 5 to 7. Oh, you just don't because if you're that good. If you're that good, they sold you into 2 or 3, and you're crushing regionally where you're on everybody's radar then. Then you get invited for free to go do something. Like, this is just 101, baby. We'll talk. I can go on for hours here with this stuff. This is why we started the podcast. But please, you triggered me with something really good that, like, set up more. And you know how this is going to work for all of us.
Well, for me, I mean, if the career industry, I obviously agree. A lot of it, you guys are hitting the older ages. I just want to talk about like 8 to 12 years old. If anyone is telling you that you need to go play in Georgia and Texas and in Florida, in any of these states, like at 8 to 12 years old, like it's going to benefit your kid. Like, frankly, excuse my language, but kick him in the dick. Like, please.
First off, hold on, first timer. I mean, second time ever having a mic in front of your face, and you know that act. You know what I mean? You know that act. I gotta get you back.
But like I'm being so serious. Like at 8 to 12 years old, if you're going to an away tournament, you should go to 1 tournament a year maximum for the vacation port. for the vacation part of it, if you're
take a real vacation.
Go to vacation in off season.
I'm not going to tell a 12-year-old if they have an opportunity to go play a tournament in Georgia and that's their family's vacation. I'm not going to tell them no.
No, I'm going to tell you, take the family to Punta Cana, get a nice, Xfinity pool and call it a day. You know what I mean? But no, I hear you.
Xfinity pool.
No, I just think that from 8 to 12 years old, like it should not be something you look for. It really shouldn't. No. And no one should be telling you that this is what your kid needs to do at 8 to 12 years old and that like they need the exposure as they get older. Or frankly, who cares? You know what I mean? Like if your kid is that good at 12 years old, go prove it to me on the big field at that point, right? So for me, at the younger ages, national showcase events and national events, travel events that are far like that. Like you should be doing that for the experience of going and playing in a different state. Like that's it. And unless you can really afford it, it really shouldn't be every other week we're going to go to a different state and go play in a week-long tournament. Like it's not necessary. It really isn't.
It also goes back, like personally, right? Like I think these people look at it like, oh, my son's going to be on that nationally ranked travel team because they're going and playing in all these, big travel showcase events from 8 to 12 years old. Guess what? And we talked about this last week. Nobody gives a dang about what you did when you were 8 to 12 years old, right? Yeah, it's a cool topic to talk about with your drinking buddies. Yeah, I was on a nationally ranked team. But guess what? When you get older and colleges start recruiting you, they're not going to ask what travel ball team you played for when you're 8 to 12. They're not going to care about that. Because how is that going to provide them any opportunity to be successful in the future when they try to recruit you? And if you come on campus, well, we're losing, but guess what? We had a kid who was on the top travel ball organization when he was 12 years old on our team. But guess what? We're losing. This kid's hitting about $150, and you can barely feel the ground ball, right? But he was on the top travel ball team when he was 12 years old. Because guess what? Dang near every single 12-year-old can hit a home run. I don't care.
No, listen, none of it matters up through 12, right? We talked about it on last week's episode. I'm a believer in it. If you got a really good town travel, stick with it. Use your money for individual lessons and develop your son or daughter that way. If you don't and you need travel and your kid's that good, like we were just talking about, dude, somebody invites them to go down for one, okay. But don't let it turn into like you need more, because people get duped into doing this more and more and more over time. Where you just don't need it. Again, I stand by it. You don't need it to be on a team that's going down there consistently, right? And people need to understand that. But people won't. But that's where I'm at. And at 12 years old, like, yeah, you want to go down there once because somebody invites you, but relax after that. And then, too, at 13, same thing. Like 13, same thing. Like, okay, you're that good at 13. So if you're that good at 13, you're like, let's just keep you getting better then.
Yeah.
Right. And keeping you getting better isn't some of these organizations where, man, the instruction and the coaching really isn't there a lot of times. And it's just you're that good. Yeah. Right. You're that good. Oh, you're that good. Just come play. We practice once a week or we practice twice a week, but you're that good that nobody tries to help you. Nobody tries to dissect you. We're just dissecting. We're just dissecting numbers. We're not dissecting your actual swing or your mechanics or other things that are really important to get more out of you. And that's what I think happens when you talk about a national team. When you talk about national level, I don't know if that's there on a consistent basis.
Probably not.
No,
probably isn't there. Because listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that those guys aren't talented coaches, but at the end of the day, like, how much coaching do you really have to do? And I'm talking more at the older ages here. How much talent do you really have to do if your roster's loaded with Power 5 commits? Right? Like, how much coaching do you really have to do at that point? Like, yeah, like, obviously someone got them there, but a lot of those kids have God-given talent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's how much coaching are you really doing? But can you take that team of kids that end up being a lot of Division III and JUCO and those kind of guys, and can you get them better throughout their entire career and go compete with some of these guys because you're coaching them to be sound baseball players.
Yeah.
And not just rely on God-given talent.
Well, I think people get scared away from coaching up talent in this world. They get scared away from coaching them up, holding guys accountable, and trying to continue to grow a player at those levels, which I think has hurt the game. But listen, again, back to the poll. It's across the board. Agree that it's not worth the cost for most players. And to me, even those players in this state of New Jersey will just use, I don't think it's worth it for all the time for the guys that are Power 4 guys.
Yeah.
I just don't think it. I think you can't beat playing with your guys, man. Like playing with your guys and going to a big event with them and 2 big events. Because like when you talk about our grad years through the years, a combat through the years, we talk about our grad year guys. Like, dude, we went and played in World War Bat in Georgia, right? We flat out competed. We went and would always play in like 2 national type events. So, I mean, I don't know what else you need. But if you're that good, like you're that good going down there and people already know about you. So I think people get all the wrong, they have all the wrong questions and they get all the wrong answers.
And the answer, right? Like the answers they're getting are the answers that, these coaches want to see because they want to bring those kids along, right? And that money's going to go in, like a majority of that money's going to go into their pockets. And guess what? These parents are going to drink the Kool-Aid. Their kids on a national circuit, right? And a lot of these coaches, right, like that bring these younger guys into this younger, I want to say generation, to those power showcases. Like they're there to make their team's name seem bigger than it actually is, right? Like, team, for example, right? Like ZT, right? Big program, right? And guess what? They have smaller teams. And those kids play local teams. Their best players play on those national circuit teams.
Well, first off, we're going somewhere completely different. And if I want to undress shit tonight, I'll undress it all because what you're doing.
My bad.
No. Look,
I don't think it's a my bad situation.
5-star Mafia. I mean, PRD. I don't care anymore. You understand? Like, I don't care when you're talking about those types of organizations. The big ones that have the national teams and the scout teams that are down there all the time. And then they tell you they tier you. Nobody gives a crap about the regional team. So all you are being lied to because the only people they care about is the national team because that's their bread and butter. They don't give a rat's what about the regional local team. They don't care about it. So you want to talk about money grabs? It's another example of one because you're probably paying a piece for those guys, for the studs of the studs, for the power, for the no doubters that they know at 16, 17, the draft guys, the guys who are getting drafted. You're paying for those expenses.
Yeah, because they're not paying anything really to be on those teams because that's how they get those guys into
It's a McDonald's, babe. It's a McDonald's. I got this whole thing down to a T. What are they? They're a McDonald's. They're a franchisee.
Yep.
They're a franchisee just franchising the name. You want to play for Dairy Queen? you got to play for Subway?
You get a free meal afterwards if you play for Dairy Queen?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Subway $5
franchising travel organization. You're a franchise. Like I ain't gonna do it, but like that's what it is. So buyer beware. I mean, buyer, and then they tell you like it's like a pipeline up. It ain't no pipeline.
No, it's not. No,
ain't no pipeline. They're looking to replace the national guys every chance they get at national events. Every single chance they're looking to replace every one of those guys by something a tad bit better. I'm telling you, it ain't a shot. It's the facts. If the facts offend you, then this ain't the show for you. Okay? But that's the facts. And it's okay. But you need to know about it. You need to understand where you're always signing up for. And again, this isn't a podcast that you better come play for me or anybody else. That's not what we're saying. We're trying to do your homework into every little piece of it and understand that if you go to a franchisee and you're the regional team, does anybody give a shit about you?
No,
are you really ever going to get a move up to the next? And when you do, in the travel world where you're paying, they're always looking to replace you on the national side. Not saying that's not good, because some guys that's awesome for.
Yeah.
We're talking about most. For most, that's not good for.
We're looking at the 90 percentile.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's doggies out there.
Honestly.
Dude, there's B-level doggies out there, 13, 14 right now, that are so hungry to be good that they'll keep growing in those organizations, right? Yeah. Sure. Like, there's always going to be outliers, and there's always going to be, well, that happened to my son. Oh, good. That's not, we don't want it to happen to anybody. No. We don't want anybody getting buried in an organization. And I think when you go to any organization, it's already, how many teams you got this age group?
Yeah.
Or you got 7. Oh, I don't even care what number I am. You got
it's a lot of teams.
Yeah, who's paying attention to my group and my kids to make sure that my son deserved to move up out one way or the other? So again, but I think the first topic is a great topic at hand. And like sort of what we want your showcase strategy should be, showcase tournament strategy, team wise, and what you should be looking for. And again, I think it depends on your level. You know, if you're a top 5%er in the country, it may be a little bit different of a conversation for you. But if you're everybody else, I think it's just getting in the right ecosystems.
I mean, it's team by team, like you can't send every team to the same events. And I'll speak more of, that freshman, sophomore, and high school level, because honestly, when they get to their junior year, it should just be all college stuff. And we'll cover that more, and I'm sure in our recruiting type of episodes, but like as a freshman and a sophomore, as they're getting fresh into high school, getting their feet wet in the college showcase world, like it should be team by team, like evaluated. What level are you at? Okay. Am I going to go to Boston? Am I going to go play in a prospect select in Boston? Or am I going to stay more local, like local events with some coaches at it, and, a few events where I'm just going to just play baseball? You know what I mean? Like it's all comes down to the level of team more than just, I'm going to go play in Georgia. I'm going to go set up as many showcases as possible. And I think another problem, like as freshmen in high school, and like I said, we'll dive deeper into it, but you're not getting recruited. So like if you're getting fed this nonsense, frankly, that you should be playing in all showcases as a freshman, that's not the way it should work.
Yeah. Sorry if I just laugh out loud. It's not at you guys.
No, I know what you're. But like, if you're thinking that as a freshman in high school you have to play, and even as a sophomore, frankly, in this recruiting landscape,
dude, I'm a freshman in high school, just trying to get better. You know what I mean?
And that was big, develop you into better baseball players.
Yes.
You haven't hit your physical peak yet.
No,
we're still trying to develop your skills. Yes. So you do not need to play in all events, all in front of college coaches.
Exactly.
Go to the MSIs. Go play in the all-star events. Go play in these local events. Go play in a Diamond Nation. Go play in these events where as you go to, there probably will be college coaches there, to come see guys. But as a freshman in high school, just go play to win.
If you're talking about if you're talking about the 20-29 age group, which is perfect because it's an age group I'm in, right? And you're talking about like a freshman, and you're talking about what levels like should they play at. Again, like you made the point, it's all about what level of team you are, but you can just base it off of our schedule a little bit. When it's PBR, it's PBR heavy and prospect select. Okay. And then I think it's one PG event. If even that, right? So, when you look at that, there's enough data for the families. We're running our own PBR event as well. So you're getting that data from the organization and from PBR too, but now you're really only in data stuff. So like when you look at that, that's what matters in today's world. I can be the guy gets get off my lawn or not. That's where we're at. So you have to play by the rules per se on how it goes. So by playing by the rules, you want as much data as you can. I don't need to get in front of any college coach yet. Now, as a sophomore summer going into my junior, absolutely, I should dabble. Dabble. 2, okay, maybe 2 in the fall though, into my junior year, because now somebody can talk to me. Okay,
start ramping it up a little bit.
Again, there's ride the wave of how recruiting's going. I can just truly speak off of the 26 age group. This past year, I had one guy recruited in the summer. The rest all off the board in the fall. One just coming off the board any day now, right? To a top 10 D3 school in the country. So like patience, not saying be too patient, but like patience, and this process goes longer than it ever has before. So you have to like buy into that, unless you're a guy that is a power 4 guy out of high school, which again is not most people. No. It's not most. So knowing that, they're the type of events I'm looking for. I'm looking for data. Now people say to me, get all your data in PG. Again, I'm biased. Nick's wearing a hat. That I love PG. My son was wearing a sweatshirt. So I'm not here to punch people in the head. What I'm here to say is I will stand by that perfect game is for the top 2,000 to 2,500 kids in a graduating class. I stand by it. It's even more built for the MLB draft than it's built for college recruiting. And people can tell me I'm wrong, and people can tell me all this stuff. I'm not wrong. I know what it's built for. I know what it really clamors to, which is a lot of high school kids get drafted, and a lot of high school kids get drafted from PG and from PG events. That's what it's for. And then the rest that don't are big time fat power 4 players. Everybody else, even fringe power 4s, I think you will do a better job in PBR, prospect select, events like that, where your numbers will look bigger.
Yep.
You are at the casino. You go bet more?
No, you're absolutely right. Like
I see you guys play some cards before. I like it. Good to have you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Pete Rose, no. I didn't say you're gambling on games. I didn't say you're going to FanDuel, in the middle of the 4th.
We're down by. We're up by 3. Watch.
Bet you this kid's not going to get a hit. He's going to strike out looking.
I'm gonna throw this kid. Watch this lead disappear. Bet the over, fellas.
Yeah.
I think my left fielder is picking his nose on the end of the bench. Guess what? He's going into pitch, and we're gonna blow this lead in about 0.3 seconds. But no, like in time, you're absolutely right, and you touched on it. Like dominate the regional. There's nothing wrong with staying close to home, being dominant, being a good team. Then because maybe as you get older, you do 1 or 2 of those, right? And, Joey, I know is different for you, but for me, I never did a perfect game showcase. I never did a regional perfect game showcase. I never did a regional PBR showcase. But what I did was I went to the showcases that were local. I performed well. These coaches wanted me. They wanted another look. I went to their team showcases. So now everybody's seeing me, right? And we'll get more into that. But every single place you go, there's going to be something there. Regionally, there's going to be something there. It's not going away. There's still talent where you're at. It's not like you're gonna go in and you're gonna absolutely steamroll all these teams. You're gonna meet a team that's gonna match your talent ability, and they are just a local team.
Hold on. Why do I gotta go to Houston to get recruited to Maryland?
Exactly.
This riddle me. Like, why do I got to go to Houston to go to Maryland? Why do I got to go to Houston to go to BC? Why do I got to go to Houston? I mean, you can name why do I got to go to Houston to go to Penn State? Like, again, if you think LSU won't call you, if you're that dominant in the region, they take a look at you, then I can't help you. But again, you got to play the game right. If you're that good in the region, you should be playing. I'm always going to recommend this. You should be playing 2 to 3 national events then. Yes. If you're that dominant in your region. Absolutely. You shouldn't be playing on a national team. That's the only team you play on, though.
Yes.
There's the disconnect.
And this is where,
I got a kid that plays for me regionally, and on the off plays nationally. Oh, somebody figured out who's been with me forever. You can have your cake and eat it too. Oh, that's such a novel concept. Morons! Everybody's an idiot. You can spend way. I can't say this. I'm so used to. I'm sorry. I am so used to like pro sports. I will rip it down. So I got to be careful on how I go through this a little bit. But yeah, people aren't smart because they're not educated in it. Doesn't mean people aren't smart people. They don't know enough and they don't ask the right questions. Or, they watch somebody's local travel ball pod on why you should play for them. Right? And they're like, there it is. You see what he just said? He told me this is why I should come play here. The 11-year-old. That's why. You know what I mean? They went to Houston. They went to Houston at 12. They got beat. They got 10 runs every game. What an experience.
They got no hit.
What a great experience for my kids. Great experience. Great experience for a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old. They literally get mercied every game in an elite event to just make them feel like they're not good enough. That's smart to do when the mental's pretty important.
But hey, guess what? They went to Houston and they played that national showcase. That's what they listen at the younger age, right? And it's more relevant for me because that's the age I coach. I coach 12 to 13-year-olds, and a lot of these parents, they want this bragging right. They want this. I'm going there, right? But if you're showing up to every tournament regionally and you're beating every team by 20, right? Yeah, test your luck on the national circuit. Play one national game. Play one national tournament. But
my team was so good when we were like 14 and 15. And like I'm telling you, like there's guys all over South Jersey right now that just mash the baseball, right? And we were like solid regionally. Like I don't know how to explain it to people. Like you think we weren't coached well enough on game day? I think we were. So what do you think it was? I'll tell you what it was. It's competitive as heck around here.
Yeah.
Like we weren't going to somebody's backyard. Like we weren't going in somebody's backyard like some people went, hey, selfie. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what I mean? You beat the town wreck by 42. Yeah, selfie. We weren't doing that. All right. We were going to PGs. Right? We were going to, at that time, even more PGs. We were going to all those events. Mm-hmm. And, dude, you run into it.
Yeah.
We're in nationally ranked teams. Like, what are we talking about locally? Regionally? Like, dude, you think PG's just in Jersey? Like you think they don't got, they don't got PBR in PA? That's gigantic in Pennsylvania? Like, dude, look. Like, open up your eyes, right? And and you think they don't got PBR in Maryland? You think University of Maryland doesn't recruit? Like you think Penn State doesn't recruit? Like I can't with people. I really can't. So you don't need to be smart with what you're doing and keep your feet where your feet are.
Yeah.
And no, if you become good enough to do both, you should double dip. Absolutely, you should double dip. Now, if you're a pitcher, I have no problem with it either because it's off weekends. And if you're off, you should be thrown in the summer in front of somebody.
Yeah.
At the older, you know what I mean? At those high levels.
At those higher levels.
Yes, grad years when you're trying to come off the board as a sophomore or junior in that range, right? Especially if you're that good, where you can't come off the board, let's say August of your going into your junior year, you can come off the board there. Well, then absolutely. I want you to throw every weekend and get in front of as many guys you can get in front of so that recruiting can get wrapped up for you in August. No question about it. So it's just being talked to the right way. But a national organization is never going to tell the players you should. Dude, you should play regionally too. They don't want to not take your money. So they're never going to tell you like, yo. I know you keep thinking national. This is listen. It's a hot topic for me, and you guys didn't know this, but I dealt with it. I've seen it way too much. Okay, is like they will never tell you should do both. When I'm going to sit here and tell you should do both if you're that good. Like, think about that.
Yeah.
Like, we got. We're good.
All right, careful over there.
Come on, guys. Come on. This isn't hard.
You got to be smart about it. You got to be smart about it.
It is. And save yourself a lot of money, too. Save yourself a lot of money, too, because it is important. If your son's that good, it ain't going to be a problem, him going to the next level. And in today's world, it's not where you start, it's where you finish, right, Nick? So in today's world, where it's not where you start, it's where you finish. Like, man, if we believe in his abilities and his growth and his development, we're going to start somewhere at the low level D1, and we're going to end up Power 4 when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Like, it's not where your Instagram bio starts. It's where it ends. It's always been the conversation.
But alongside, right, like look at, and you mentioned the Instagram bio stuff, right? And like, for me, cool, you're that school, right? But if I look you up and you're at that Power 5 conference, and where it says ABs and it's a big fat goose egg, right? How are you getting better? What is your process of getting better? Is it you're spending extra time in the cages, you're spending extra time in the weight room, right? Like, is that the stuff that you're putting in behind the scenes? For me, I could have cared less about what was posted on social media about me. But guess what? I was putting in that extra work. What happened? I ended up being a good baseball player. And granted, I went to a Division III school that was in a very powerful conference, in a very talented conference, and I was successful. But guess what? Where did I end up? Division III. People, it's going to be okay. College baseball is 4 more years of another athlete playing a game. And we'll get into that, right? Like with the recruiting side of that stuff. But it doesn't matter. Play locally. Get better. Do the necessary things to get better. Ride it out.
I can tell you this from personal experience. I mean, I didn't play anywhere like really that far away when I was a sophomore and junior in high school. I mean, we went on one trip. It was to Georgia when I was 16. And guess what? We went 6-1 in Georgia. Our only loss was to Evo Shield Canes national team, where their starting pitcher was throwing 93 at 16 years old, and their entire lineup was Division I commits. Right? Yeah. We went 6-1. And did anybody on my team that I was playing on go play at a Power 5 conference school? No. Did anybody go play at a Division I school right away? No. Some guys ended up there. Like, one of my buddies is at California right now, right? Which is great. But, like, that didn't do anything.
Like, I had that group of like Jack Winsett and Jake Andre and that group, and we went down there and we were awesome. Same thing, right? Mm-hmm. I want to say first playoff game or second. It might have been the second because I think we won our first one. Second playoff game, it's Jake versus Andrew Painter. And you're talking about a roster that is just littered with SEC commits.
I mean, Andrew Painter.
That was a nothing game through 4 until Jake had to come out. And then a few balls haven't landed yet. You know how that goes. But to the point is, we had some guys go start at Ryder. We had a guy go to Richmond. Like, we had some guys that, you know, went and I don't want to say played right away, but went to Division I's right away. Mm-hmm. Not Power 4 ones. Nope. They played Power 5. We're not talking about Power 5. We're just talking about Division I. Good Division I schools, because they are, right? Mm-hmm. And especially Richmond, great academic school. So, like, again, these are really good, like, New Jersey high school baseball players that, like, we're going to LSU, guys.
And if I'm correct, the South Jersey Player of the Year was on that team. Scott Shaw.
Yes.
Right. Guys, South Jersey Player of the Year. South Jersey, a hot pot for baseball. Guy goes to Ryder.
I mean, Joey knows the group after that, too. I mean, Joey knows the group of Caleb Willis and Cale McGill and Wyatt Atkinson and Joey Morrissey. I mean, you want to talk about my young bucks? I mean, I had these guys in there.
Jared has 200 collegiate hits.
Yeah, like, these are guys I had since they were 13. So people are like, God, time goes so fast. Yeah, I know. Right? Like, I had
still young.
Like, little Joey at 13 years old, Morrissey. So that group flat out competed down there too, but not good enough to go like win it. Like, once you face a ranked team, it's good luck, guys. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of really good baseball players, like damn good ones. Okay, that low-level D1 guys. Okay, D2, D3 guys. This is what it was. It's okay. But again, if Wyatt went and played on a nationally ranked team, he would end up in the same spot. If Jake Andrew would have went to a nationally ranked team, he would end up in the same spot. If any of these guys, if Jackie wins that, right? If Jack went on national ranked team, he would end up in the same type of spot, same type of school, right? And I'll say for any of them, right? Like they would have probably ended up in the same type of good because they're damn good baseball players, right? Were they LSU guys? No, but that's okay.
Not everybody is. Not everybody has to be.
When we talk about the most aren't.
Not everybody has to be a D1 guy. You don't have to.
That too. There's a lot of money in D2, man. There's a lot of money being given out in Division II baseball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Division III doesn't have the pretty price tag of free stuff. And
but if I'm a D3 player, I'm looking for the high academic. If I'm a D3, I'm looking for the high academic school.
Yeah.
I got to be a kid like that then. I'm looking. It's not just about, and we've had this conversation. I want any kid or parent that ever listens to any podcast, please take this out of this one. Okay. I've coached kids who did not decide to go and play at the next level.
Mm-hmm.
I've taken phone calls from kids that felt like they were hurting me by not wanting to do that at the next level. It's not why we do this. It doesn't have to be like you gotta like we're almost like you play down baseball, you gotta go to college and play baseball. Well, what happens if kids don't? You're not like a lot of these guys aren't going to get into the big schools they want to get into.
Mm-hmm.
And the college lives they might want to live. And we're going to then go throw them in the boondocks with 2,000 kids in a school and be like, well, you got to play baseball. No. Some kids want to go to bigger schools.
Yep.
Okay? I'll just say names. I don't care. Jason Aldino. Right? He was never going to play in Indiana. We got the ability to go to Indiana. Go to Indiana. Is this even a conversation? No, it's what's the best for you as a kid. I did my job here.
Yep.
You got to believe that as a coach. I did my job. I raised this kid. I'm not using him as an example, but I helped raise this kid in terms of toughness, resiliency, all the things that we talk about, right? Okay, and
real world
stuff. And you're talking about this kid's got an opportunity to go and study for 4 years in Indiana. That's what you should be doing.
Yep.
Another kid called me. When another kid called me, I let you down. No, you didn't. It's not why we did this for. We give you options, dude. If you don't like any of the options, that's okay. If that's where you're playing out at, and you're a D3 guy, and you're like, man, I'm not. What am I going to do? I'm going to put all this more work in for 4 more years of what? I'm not feeling it. Well, if you're not feeling it now, you're not going to.
It's not going to flip a switch when you get there.
It's
not going to flip a switch when you get there.
Not going to flip. So I'd rather you have some regrets down the road of what could have been or what might have been than go watch what would have been.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Okay. So again, this is not what it should be about for any of you parents. It should be about as a parent, it should be about, man, is my son or daughter surrounded with the right coaching environment?
Yeah. Are they getting me better not only physically on the field, but mentally?
I'm laughing at
mentally as well.
I'm laughing at Nate.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, Nate. Yeah. We are trying to raise good people here. And a weird when I say raise, you're paying us. You're paying for that too.
We're teaching them life lessons.
Yeah, you're not just paying for the results on the field all the time. You're paying for man, my kid got more mature, he got tougher, he got this, he got that, whatever it may be.
I had a parent, for me, before the season even started this year, I said, we're gonna wear our practice jerseys when we're inside. We're gonna wear our hats to practice. We're gonna wear sneakers. We're not gonna spend time putting our turf shoes on after we walk in with Crocs. We're gonna have our sneakers on ready to go. And we're gonna wear shorts when we're inside, and we're gonna wear baseball pants when we're outside. Our shorts are gonna be solid color, no fancy designs, because that's the common theme now, right? And one of my parents came up to me and said, "Wow, we're wearing a uniform inside?" Yeah, because guess what? You show up to work, you got to wear a uniform, right? Any job you work, there's a certain level, and we're in a certain level of attire to wear, right? Obviously, I'm no lawyer, right? I'm a baseball coach, and I do baseball lessons as well. So I'm in sweatpants and a t-shirt. A lawyer's in a suit and tie, right? You work at Dick's Sporting Goods down the road. They give you a t-shirt and a name tag that hangs around your neck, right, and that's what you wear. And guess what? In a game, you're all wearing the same jersey. You're all wearing baseball pants that are the same color.
Yeah, but you're different than me. Like, you got them wearing baseball pants inside?
No. I got them wearing shorts.
He's saying on the field. I know.
On the field, like when we go outside, absolutely.
And inside, I never, like, me and Meek disagree with this one completely. Right? I'm anti full uni inside. I just think we look like a bunch of like the travel ball coaches that are wearing baseball pants. That's what we look like.
That drives me crazy.
You know what I mean? That's what I feel like when it's inside.
Absolutely batty. And
all I ask for inside is you just wear a hat.
Yeah, have a clue. Have a feel. Wear your
don't just show up with with your matty hair after you took a nap after school. You didn't want to comb your hair before you came to practice. Just wear a hat.
And I love how one of the coaches in our facility as well, he's got a rule on his team, and I absolutely love it, is you don't have a hat, you forget your hat, guess what? You're wearing your helmet.
You got your helmet on. I've adopted that rule forever. Every one of my teams. You don't wear a hat? I love it. Guess what, fellas?
I love it.
Get ready to be called Helmet Boy.
Yeah, and guess what?
And I love it.
They will never ever forget their hat ever again.
I love it because we instituted that rule in the winter, and a kid forgot his hat. I didn't even have to say it. He just walked into practice, put his bag down, put his helmet on. He's like, yeah, I know you do. You knew it was coming. He hasn't forgot his hat.
My job is done here.
Yeah, like we are teaching these kids just to, show up with the necessary things. Because I guarantee you, these kids aren't going to forget their bat, their sliding mitt, their elbow guard, their accessory pieces to a baseball game or baseball practice. But guess what? The hat, we could care less about the hat. But guess what? You wear a helmet to practice and everybody else is wearing a hat, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb, and that kid's going to learn a valuable lesson. Right? And at the end of the day, right, we are doing this to get these kids better athletically, but we want you to be good kids. We want you to carry yourselves well outside of our program. And we want to make sure our job is to be good people, right? Like if I've got a kid who's walking around talking smack to other kids and, is just doing his own thing, like how are we supposed to get these kids in the right mindset to be good people?
I mean, you're not wrong.
No,
you're not wrong. I can't argue with you there.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna say it. Not gonna say it. Not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Someone fixed it. I'm gonna say it.
I thought you were talking about something else because I muted on purpose. So if you think I'm muted by accident, I don't know.
When I see you start talking,
because I wasn't even paying attention to you until you said, "Oh, I thought you were talking about something else." That's why I even bothered to open my mouth, because a lot of times I'm mute when I'm not talking. But
yeah, I know. I hear you, but your mouth started moving.
You said something. I thought you were going somewhere, and I was trying to stop you. So before I could,
that
wasn't the time that you needed. I was saying that wasn't a time you needed. You thought that was a time that you needed to say, "Hey, Mike on." Wasn't the time.
Well, no, I was trying to
You're trying. You're trying a lot of things. You know what I mean? You're trying a lot of things. I thought you were talking about something else. So,
no, we're good. We're good. We're not.
All right, we're good.
We're good. We got to figure it out. We're good.
Mics are on.
But no, outside of the playing aspect, right? Like, we do this to teach kids to be better human beings and be good people to other people. It's at least how I was brought up in the travel ball world, is how am I going to be a better person in the world? How can I be a good human being, not be an asshole? Excuse my French.
Well, ties into why you play for certain organizations or whatever it may be. To me, it's always going to be about, coaches. Coaches, I mean, I guess brand recognition to a point, but coaches and having a track record with the recruiting piece, I think are the two reasons I'm looking for travel organizations, right? And if an organization has the recruiting piece down and, the education part of it, which is most important and which changed over the years, if they got that education part down and they do a lot of work on their own and you teach them how to do a lot of work on their own, they can be super successful at this too. Yep. So it's not even like having somebody being able to pick up the phone for you anymore, to a point. I think that's always a good thing to have in the chamber. When you get to the end and you feel like you didn't get enough looks, you need some phone calls to happen, whatever. But I think, like what I just said, so I'm not going to go too long on it. Oh, thanks, Craig.
No, I think this whole, national circuit thing is, I think it's thrown out of proportion because of like what's the amenities that come with it, right? You get the social media post, you get the apparel that, if you go to like these national events, you get certain apparel, right? Like what is the end result of this, right? Like, are you really going to get looks, or are you just using it to go around, come back home and flaunt that I went to this national showcase and look at the shirt and the hat and all the stuff I got, right? Or is it, I'm going to be close to home, regional showcase, go dominate, and you're coming back and you're saying, oh, well, this college coach talked to me and this guy talked to me and, we did this, we got better at this, blah, 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 blah. Like, what are you looking for? What is the kid looking for as well? Like what are we trying to get at?
Well, the unfortunate part of today's world is for the kids and these programs is social media. Everybody's looking at social media. It's become such a part of all of our lives that, the kids want to have stuff to post on social media that they'll feel proud of, and not every kid is going to feel proud of posting, hey, I went to a team camp today.
Yeah.
But these kids they're going to feel like they're going to get more reaction if they post a picture of, they're playing down in Jupiter.
Yeah.
So, and same thing for the organizations. The organizations they don't want to post that their teams are up at MSI. They want to post that their teams are down in Georgia. They want to post their teams are in Houston. Whether they get mercy rule every single game or not, that this is what these social media has driven, because we're such a social media driven society. We do everything through there. You buy things through there. You shop. You do all this stuff through social media. Then now that's where people are looking. If they're looking to make a decision on a new travel organization, that they're not Googling stuff. They're going on social media. That's their first stop. Their first stop is your social media pages.
Yep.
So if you have the stuff to promote, that's going to bring more people in the door.
Yeah. Well, it's the biggest downfall of it too.
I agree with that. I'm not saying it's a good thing.
You can lie to 75% of your audience.
Yep.
I 100% agree with you. I'm not
saying you disagree. I'm just telling, we're speaking to the people, right?
Yeah.
Telling the people.
That's kind of my point, is like social media has become such an outlet for people to promote things that they're promoting what they want you to see.
Yep.
They're not promoting what goes on every single day. They're not promoting what happens, like how's each kid getting better. They're promoting, hey, we took this team down to Georgia and we played here. They know that you're not going to have the time or really care enough to Google how they did. Because when you Google how they did, they went 0-4 and got outscored 65-3. But that's not what they're showing. And that people don't have the attention span, to myself included, to go look up how they did. So I
always look up how people did. Like, listen, like you at the end of the day, right? Like, why try to be this team that you're not? Like, winning and losing is what, like, do you want to win, or do you want to just go and just get absolutely annihilated and go post on social media that we went here? Because gets people to look at you, right? But it's easy to Google and spend time and just say, how'd this team do? It takes 5 seconds. It doesn't take long.
No, I hear you, but what's sexier to a person just scrolling through social media? Hey, we went 2-1 at MSI, and we were up at MSI, or we went to Jupiter. I'm not going to tell you how we did, but we went to Jupiter. What's sexier to a person just scrolling through social media?
No, you're right.
That's as simple as I can make it. Is that the national showcases are a social media tool more than anything, unless you are that top 5% player in the world where you're throwing 95 at 15 years old.
Yeah. No, it is a social media grab. It is all that. I mean, that's just what it is. Again, doesn't mean it's not good for the minority.
Yeah.
It's just knowing
if you're throwing 95 at 15, 16 years old, please go do all that stuff. But that was never me.
Challenge yourself.
That's not 95% of people in the world.
Yeah.
No.
So for the 95% of people in the world, that social media stuff where they're just, hey, look where we went. It's not going to help you. No. It's not.
Nate asked a good question. Do college coaches bring their schools more from showcases or camps? Bring kids to their schools? I think both. Honestly, because I think they see them as showcases and they want them to come to a camp to get another look at them. So I think it's a combo. Now, when you're talking about camps and you're talking about like Power 4 camps, buyer beware, because kids will get those emails all the time. If they ask a player, to come for free, any school, they're extremely interested in you. Yeah. But there will be schools that ask kids like come to their camps because of what they did in the showcase. I rarely will guys just get an offer from a showcase alone. Usually a little bit more to that.
There's more of a process behind the scenes to it than just them. Like, you'll hear some people say, oh, well, they offered them right on the spot, which I guarantee you they didn't, because unless the kid is every at bat hitting 5 for 5, home run, home run, or this kid's throwing 102 miles an hour with a slider that's pro-esque. Like, there's no way these coaches are just going to sit there on the spot and say, yeah, we're going to offer you a full ride scholarship.
No, they might offer a full ride after they followed him for a year and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
I can use my own experience for this question. I was seen by Immaculata at a showcase, and then the coach came to watch me playing a game. And then he told me to come on a visit. That's how it works. I mean, that's as simple as I can make it. As simple as I can make it, honestly, is you got to go perform.
Yeah. No,
whether you're at a showcase, you're at a camp, you got to go perform.
That's the most difficult part, is going and performing.
Well, I say it all the time. I can sit there and tell Coach on blue in the face that you're the greatest thing since sliced bread and you're a game changer and you're all these things. But, you go out there and you go 0 for 3, 0 for 4. It looks like I just lied to him.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean guys can't have bad days, but
I will say this as one more little thing for Nate's question. At a showcase, like a showcase tournament or a showcase event that like the coach, it's not on their campus, you really got to stand out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For these guys to take a look, interest in you, because a lot of these guys are not sending their head coaches. They're not sending their assistant coaches. They're sending a grad assistant who's going to collect the paycheck.
Yep.
If you want more like chance of going to a school, you got to go in my opinion, you go to a camp at that school and you go perform there, because it's not all the time. Listen, I got recruited by the assistant coach at Immaculata at the time. He saw me at a showcase, right? So it's not all the time, right? But most of the time they're sending a grad assistant that is just out there to make an extra $300-$400.
Yeah.
And you really got to stand out for that grad assistant to go, oh, maybe you guys should take a look at this kid.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to advise anybody in that role, in that situation, go to a showcase or a camp on a campus that I want to go to, I would go to the camp at the campus, because you're guaranteeing that you're putting yourself in front of that coaching staff that you want to go play for.
And if you're talented enough, those coaches will notice you and they'll talk to you and they'll, you'll exchange information, and that's how, that spark ignites into a big fire, and it becomes, a bigger thing. It's, I can share my recruitment situation, right? But it's another episode. But there's multiple ways. There's multiple ways to get recruited to colleges. There's so many different ways. And, there's going to be guys that, if it's a local one, sometimes a Division III a head coach might go because they don't want to go too far. But most of the time, like you said, Joey, it's a graduate assistant who's getting $200 to $300 on a weekend to sit there and evaluate talent. And if they're really, really interested in you, they have your information. They'll reach out to you. The coach will most probably ask you to go for your showcase schedule, and they'll come watch you. This process doesn't happen overnight, and I'm sure we're gonna talk more about this as we get more episodes and we get further into the recruiting discussion. But it's not going to happen overnight. Like, sometimes it takes months for this to develop.
Oh, I mean, listen, I've reached out to my guy down south at a D1 school. He's an assistant down there, and I sent him a player I know, arm wise, and sent him all his metrics and everything he would want to see. And then it comes in his court, and he says, "Oh, like it, trending in the right direction. Tell him to email me." Well, kid emails him, right? I send him a schedule, but then he asks the kid for a schedule too. And then that starts the process.
Yep.
If a guy's even interested enough in your schedule, you're on to something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're on the right path. And,
yeah.
And, no path is the same throughout for everyone.
Like, I could do a whole show just on the stuff I've seen in the recruiting world from the time I got involved coaching with older kids to now. I mean, we could do a whole 2 months of shows on it. So I'm not going to put people through that.
I think it's going to be a big one.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be a multiple episode one, because that's a big thing as well. And I'm sure a lot of parents who are watching this are probably going to have a kid in the recruitment situation in about, I would like to say, 1 to 4 years.
If they're not in it already.
If they're not in it already, right? Like that. Like, we're here to inform you guys and help you guys. But this whole process it's not easy, and you have to be patient, because if you're impatient in this process, it's going to be way more difficult than it already is. And that's that's the best way I could put it is, patience. We joke around, we say patience is a virtue. No, it is 100% in this situation is a virtue, because if you're not patient, that's how you lose interest. And that's how these kids fall down the mountain as quickly as some do.
Patience and persistence.
Yep. Because as soon as one person says no, then you're going to keep knocking on a door. And eventually somebody's going to open up. And, we joke about these kids, oh, well, they're not good enough to play in college. Well, guess what? Every pot has a lid, right? Like, every school has a need, and that kid might fill the need of one school.
We're a place for everybody.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, is this the best fit for you? Right? Like, how long have you taken to weigh your options and weigh the the necessities that you have in mind, right? Like what's going to benefit you? What's going to be the one that gets you across that finish line the best, and it's not a super duper long process. It's probably the best words I can use is what's going to get you better, right? Physically, mentally, what's going to get you across that finish line to walk across the stage with a piece of paper that says I have a degree.
Yeah,
you got to find a home. It's so much deeper than just baseball.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It really is. It is so much deeper than just baseball. You gotta love where you're at.
Yeah. The whole recruiting world it's like a black hole, right? Like there's no real end to where it's at. And I'm sure we could do 7 or 8 episodes on just recruiting alone, because the concept of travel baseball, it's such a wide range topic, and I feel, and I mentioned this last week, we're just scraping the surface of what this world is like, and we're here to inform people about it and use our past experiences on it, right? Like guide these people.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we're here to do. Which I thought this one was a great one.
Yeah.
We got, we pretty much explained it to you that the way you should do it, depending on the caliber of player you are.
Mm-hmm.
On, when you're talking about national events, national team events. So, if you tuned in late, go back. Make sure you go back, start from the beginning, take a listen.
Oh yeah.
But before we go 2 hours, we're going to get the heck out of here.
2 hours again.
Yeah, because easily could. We made it over an hour. We did a fantastic job tonight. We appreciate everybody out there listening to us. Any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Nate wants a hoodie.
Yeah, me too. Right,
I should have duct taped across. I love this thing. And it's one of a kind. It's one of a kind.
It's
one of a kind.
It's all right. We'll get one eventually. Yeah.
No, it's
3D printer.
People for people that are watching this, right? Like use whatever you can. Use any form of resource to get you to your goal, right? Like you don't need a national showcase to tell you that you're good. You need, as long as you are successful locally. Yeah, like what's stopping you from going? And if you're dominating here close by, what's stopping you from going over there, over into a national showcase, and seeing where you're at?
My final thought for this episode is, as an older player, if you're good, they will find you.
Mm-hmm.
You do not have to go on a national circuit for them to find you. If you are talented enough, they will find you. They may not find you as soon as you want them to find you, but they will find you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Seen it 1,000 times, So it happens all the time. But we're here. We're going to keep bringing it every Monday night. So for another edition of episode 2 of the A2D Travel Ball Podcast, we'll see you next Monday night for episode 3, 9:30, 9:35, 9:40. In that range.
Flexible time frame.
Yeah.
But after it's live, it stays up on every platform. All right. So
Brett gave us a little topic for another night. For another night.
Put it down in steel trap, Tom.
Well, no, because we sort of already talked about it, right? I mean,
yeah.
Not even another night. I mean, we went through it. I mean, we talked about that. At 13, I don't think they need it. 14. Now, again, we're talking about organizationally, you should probably go a place or two. So most organizations regionally will still travel to a national event or two. So 13, 14, like that. Again, I think if they're that good, because we're talking about the 5%, the 7% that should play a national event. I also think if they're that good, they should dominate regionally, because there's tons of schools regionally. And then they should do 2 to 3 national national events throughout the year. That would be like the perfect storm for a player at that level. But I don't think they ever, again, unless you're you're going to get drafted, I don't think you ever need to do all national showcases at 13, 14, 15, or 16. I just don't think it's necessary. I just think you need to sprinkle in, a little bit of both, depending on the level. Like I always say, guys need to go dominate consistently regionally before we should talk about national level team. You know what I mean? Not should your organization go to, Georgia once, you know what I mean? Go to Boston once, whatever it may be. Like you should always do those events regionally as a regional team anyway. But we talked about Brett. Go back and listen to it. I think you'll love it. And I think we hit the nail on the head with it early on in the show. Yeah. So go back. I had a lot more energy then than I do now. So please go back. It was fiery at the beginning. I think you'll like it. I think everybody will like it. But appreciate everybody coming in. And listen to another episode. We'll be back next Monday night. You can catch us Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. That's where we're live, and it stays up recorded, or everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. We thank you. We appreciate you. We love you, even if you are a dryer sheet. For Nick Sylvester, Joey Staff, I'm Tom Arnone. See you next Monday.
Double down.